Okay, we're truly in the home stretch now. So let's add in some sound effects. We'll do a quick little pause menu, and then we'll call this one complete. So let's go into Frogger here, and let's add an audio stream player and duplicate that. So let's name this Jump Stream Player. And let's name this one Death Stream Player. Bring those up to the top here. We'll access those as a unique name. For the Jump Stream Player, we can come down here to Frogger Jump and drag and drop that in. And in the Frogger script here, select both of those and drag and drop those in. And these are audio stream players. So whenever we move, let's, under start move to, let's call that jump stream player. So jump stream player dot play. And then the death is a little more complicated. So up at the top of Frogger here, let's have a constant for the death SFX. And this is going to be an audio stream equal to preload. And let's drag in the death.wave. And then let's have a const, a death water SFX as an audio stream. Equals preload, and we'll get this death water sound effect here. So whenever Frogger dies, come down here to die. And we'll say, we're going to need a variable in here. So if he died in the water or not. So bool in water. So we'll say if in water, then death stream player dot stream going to be equal to the death water sound effect, else death stream player dot stream is going to be equal to the regular death sound effect. And then we can go ahead and play that. But let's add a randomized pitch scale just so the death doesn't sound the same every single time. So let's do death stream player dot pitch scale equal to rand f range between 0.9 and 1.1. Just give it a little bit of variation there. And then we'll call death stream player dot play. So wherever we're calling Frogger's die here, this is if we died in the water, so this is going to be true. And then where else do we call die? Down here, we'll call it false. And then also, I think we call Frogger die on the level script as well. So in here, this is going to be false as well. So that's Frogger's sound effects. Let's go to the lily pad scene. We'll add a new audio stream player in here. Bring this up to the top. This is going to be the lily pad score. And so whenever we enter here, we will call, to access this as a unique name, drag and drop it in. It's an audio stream player. So we'll call audio stream player dot pitch scale equal to a rand f range between 0.9 and 1.1. And then we'll just call play on that. Also, let's go to our game manager and let's add in an audio stream player here and duplicate that. This first one, let's name it level complete stream player. And for this one, we'll call it the game over stream player. And we can access both of those as unique names. Drag and drop these in. Statically type them. And for the level complete, let's drag that wave file in. And for the game over, drag that wave file in as well. And so on level complete, let's call the level complete stream player dot pitch scale equal to a randf range between 0.9 and 1.1, and then call play on that. And this is level completed. Yeah, that's fine. We can call it there, or we can call it an on level complete. Either one works. I'll call it an on level complete. Doesn't really matter, but just to stay consistent with how we're going to do the game over stream player as well. So let's copy that, paste that in here. And so this is going to be the game over stream player. And so on game over, we will call the game over stream player. There we go. That's all the sound effects. So let's test this out. Go ahead and hop around. Get squished. We die. Let's do the water death. And we die in the water. And let's go ahead and score lily pad. There we go. And let's make sure the level complete is playing too. I don't see why it wouldn't, but you never know. There we go, level complete. So before I forget, let's set the level, the lily pad requirement back to 5 here. And the last thing I want to do is just to do a simple pause menu. So let's add a new scene here. This is going to be a control. It's going to be UI pause menu. And let's add a center container on this. Go ahead and stretch that to full rect and turn its mouse filter to ignore. Let's add a panel container under that. And let's add a margin container under that. And we'll set this margin container to 8 on all sides. And then let's add a simple VBox container under that. And we will add a label under the VBox container. And then under the VBox container as well, we'll add 2 buttons. So this label is going to be the paused label. It's going to say paused. And then this button, this first button is going to be the resume button. And this is going to be the quit button. So under the resume button, we can put resume, and under this quit button, we can say quit. So really quick, let's add buttons to our UI theme. Let's come over here to our UI theme, click the plus sign, go to button, just a regular button, add that. For the text here, let's hit the plus sign and add that mono spec font there. Do you want to change anything else in here? Yes, so let's click this tab here. And for the focus, let's click the plus sign on that, and we will do a style box empty. So we don't want the buttons to be focused, which it puts like an outline around it. It's for if you have a controller and you're focusing buttons, like using a controller, that's what the focus is for, to see what button you're focused under. But we're not setting this up for a controller or anything like that, so I'll just leave it like that. So we can click on our root node here and add that theme down here, and so that'll change all that. Let's go to this pause label and have the horizontal alignment here in the center. Okay, we can save this under the UI folder and add a script to it. So we'll say var is paused, bool equals false. And then we'll come in here, function input event. So if event.is action pressed pause, we will toggle our pause menu. So let's create that function, toggle pause menu. So if is paused is false, then we'll set is paused equal to true. We'll do get tree dot paused equals true. And if we're going to the tree and we're setting the tree paused, for this script and this node to run while the tree is paused, we actually need to come here and go to the process mode. Let's scroll down to process mode here and do always. So even if the tree is paused, if we have process mode always, that means that this node will always be processing. And we will be able to run this script and toggle the pause menu, even if the tree is paused. So we can do visible equals true, and then we can do game manager dot game timer dot paused equals true. Else if is paused, we'll set is paused equal to false. We'll do get tree dot paused equals false. We'll set visible on the pause menu to false. And we'll do game manager dot game timer dot paused equals false. And so let's just hook up these button signals here. So we'll do the press signal on the quit button and the resume button. And so if we hit resume button, we will toggle the pause menu. And if we hit the quit button, we will do get tree dot quit. So let's make sure to add that to our UI. So let's come to our UI here and instantiate the pause menu right here. And that should be all we need to do. Let's make sure we go back to the pause menu and have this be visible off by default. So let's test that out and make sure you set up your input. I know we did that at the beginning, but have pause as a new action, pause, and we have it under the escape button. So let's go ahead and pause that. and it pauses everything except for the pause menu. So the timer's not running, the start delay is not running either. That's the reason why I have the UI pause menu on its own node, is so that even though it's under UI, this node is still processing, but the start delay is not processing. So if we just had all these things, not as their own scene, especially the pause menu, if we didn't have it as its own scene, if we just had it, as another control here, we could set its root control to be processing, and but it would still need its own script on its own. It would still need a separate script. But this way it's a nice way to structure your program or your UI, especially to have each dedicated UI element to be its own scene. And then your UI is not going to get super cluttered like it is here. So you could have like a UI inventory, you could have a UI achievements menu, a UI quest log or whatever, whatever you need for your UI. I like to separate them out into their own scenes. So yeah, so our pause menus pause. Let's hit resume, and it's resumed. Resumes, pausing to quit, and we quit. And I think that about does it for this tutorial. So thanks for joining me. Again, this was, a ton of fun to make. And if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them down in the comments. Let me know you made it this far and, your game's working, and go ahead and redo my my art here. I know my art is terrible, but it got us there. And, like, subscribe, stay tuned for the next one. And I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.